Trigger warning. The following program contains material that could be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences, including depictions of childhood trauma, sexual abuse, and depression. Listener discretion is advised.
Guys, welcome to my matters. Today's topic is going to be about workplace relationships, and I've got my special guest here today, Joshua. Hi.
Hi there, Agatha. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. You're glowing as ever. I can tell your mental well-being is in good shape.
Oh, thank you. You're glowing too.
Thank you, Agatha. Thank you very much. Looking
Yeah.
forward to the weekend now.
You're looking forward to the weekend. How's your week been? Has it been like a long week or?
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. Of course,
Yeah.
the weather has not been amazing. Let's start with
I
the
know,
weather. Of course, we're
right?
here in Scotland.
England is having the
Um,
best right now.
they really are. Like I've got these workmates that live down south, and
Mm.
every morning call they come on and they go, "Oh yeah, it's roasting today." I'm like, "Yeah, tell me about it. Go on, tell me about it."
Thank you.
But
Thank you
yeah,
for
I
the
think
update.
no, exactly. But yeah, it's been an interesting week to be honest with you, and a very productive week.
Oh, that's
I'm working
amazing.
from home, as you can tell,
Yeah.
always working from home these days. But I try to go into work every now and then. I think the
Yeah.
time that I actually spend at work is more networking,
Yeah.
rather than rather than
Then
working. That's what
working.
people do these days. But yeah, it's been a good week. A lot of good things have been achieved this week, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'll be doing some charity work over the weekend, and yeah, looking forward to that.
Oh, that's amazing. Can you
Thank you.
please introduce yourself to us? Like, tell us a little bit more about you.
Thank you, Agatha. My name is Joshua Demi, and I'm a first generation immigrant here in Scotland. I think that's where I like to put myself. I moved here from Nigeria about almost 10 years ago, and I've had to pretty much work my way through the industries to get to where I am today. Now, where I am, I'm not saying that as if where I am is so great, but I've
Mm.
had to go through a lot of challenges to get to where I am today, and I've been very, very fortunate. I've had loads of people support me on that journey, and loads of people that have given me an opportunity for me to actually be where I am today. So I'm really thankful for that. And through all of that, I've had loads of experiences as well that I have been opportune to get involved in some projects, some initiative. One of them, Black Scottish Adventurers, and that particular initiative is an initiative that I co-founded
Yeah.
at the end of the second lockdown, and it was the aim was to sort of like get more ethnic minorities out and
Mm.
about, just for
Mm.
them to be able to enjoy the Scottish outdoors, essentially,
Mm.
because I'm an avid adventurer myself, and whenever I go on adventures on trails, I don't see loads of black people on the trails, even though I'm
Yeah.
very sure that loads of black people sort of like enjoy those things. So what I did was I focused on looking at what the challenges were. What
Mm-hmm.
challenges were peculiar to folks within our community, and
Mm.
see how we could resolve that. And that was what bettered Black Scottish Adventurers. It's thriving, we're doing well, and we're getting loads of people outdoors and enjoying themselves, which is great. We always make sure we include food in there, not because black people, no, but yeah, you can't take people you
You
can't take people on
cannot.
an adventure and not make sure that they are well
They're
looked
fed,
after. So yeah,
yeah.
that's what we do with black. And then I'm also involved with Black Professional Scotland. I'm
Mm.
one of the directors there as well. Um, we're impacting, I mean, the ethnic minority space here in Scotland. The impact is huge. It's huge.
Mm.
We're seeing interns placed. We're seeing a lot of organizations partnering with Black Professional Scotland in ways that has never happened in Scotland before. So just
Mm.
opening that doors, I mean, opening those doors, and then just creating a dialogue with
Yeah.
organizations and seeing how we can further support both school leavers and people that are looking to progress their careers, or people that are looking to change careers as well in
Yeah.
Scotland. again, this is focused, towards ethnic minorities again, because we wanted to like support ethnic minorities. Other folks
Yeah.
there can always come for support. We're always there to support. But
Yeah.
again, just to support those of us that have, those challenges. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's. Sorry, you said I should have
Wow,
been
like
more brief.
I no 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 no, I absolutely love it. I love the introduction, honestly, and you like you're doing amazing work, like with the Black Scottish Adventures. Like my colleague was there the last trip you guys went to Glasgow, and honestly, she
Yeah.
wouldn't stop talking about it. She was just like, "Oh, it's so great! Like I've never been around so many black people, black professionals, and everything." I was just like, "Wow! Like I need to come. I need." And it was me who told them about it, but I couldn't come unfortunately. But I am definitely coming for the next one because it just sounded
Yeah.
amazing. And
Yeah.
then for
And hopefully
sorry,
hopefully there'll be many more. Hopefully there'll be many more
yeah,
as well. And
I think
I
that's
think
amazing what
that's
you
what.
guys have started. It's so good.
And all of it wouldn't, to be honest with you, all of that wouldn't have been possible without the community sort of like interacting with this initiative and sort of like getting involved, because we could promote this as much as we can. We could give such great ideas as much as we can. We could look at solving problems and creating solutions. But again, if people don't interact with these things, it's just pretty much impossible. So again, big ups to loads of people that have come out to get involved in this and taking on new challenges and sort of like just wanting to do something different than they've been doing over the years.
Yeah.
So yeah, big ups to them. I think the credit really goes to them rather than rather than we ones that just
I
that
mean, you
sit
guys
about and
started
do
it, and
nothing.
you get the trails and everything. So you like, well done to you guys too, honestly.
Thank
And
you. Thank you,
even
Agatha.
Black Scottish professionals, like I've worked with you guys before as well. Like I think that's also so amazing, just opening those doors, for our people that do have these challenges and everything. Also, that like I can't like you guys. I love to see kings shine, and you guys are just kings for it. So I love it. I
Thank you.
absolutely love it. But yeah, let's get into the topic. So the topic is workplace relationships, and yeah, like when when I say workplace relationships, like what comes into your mind?
Thank you for that, Agatha. I think workplace relationship. The first thing that comes into my mind is
Mm,
what you can give and what you can get.
yeah,
Is because at the end of the day, we spend a lot of time. We spend a lot of the time of our lives at work these days. We're working,
yeah,
and it is very important, just having a good relationship with the people you work with. You
hundred
benefit
percent.
from that in so many ways. One of them is your mental well-being. You're going to be in a better
Mhm.
place when you go into work, and well, it's work. It's work. So but when you go
Yes,
into
it
work
is
and
work.
you don't you don't have to worry about, it's like having, going to a party with
Yeah,
friends that you are filled with, that you're feeling with, and then you go in there and you've got issues with them. You're not going to be very comfortable.
yeah,
So it's the
hundred
same thing.
percent.
It's the same thing with work. When you go into work, you want to feel relaxed, you want to feel at home. Well, not
Yeah,
necessarily, but if not, you sleep there. So you want to feel at home, you want to enjoy what you do. And again, a
yeah,
good workplace relationship helps support that. And
yeah.
that's why it's quite essential to have good workplace
Work
relationship. Now, how
relationships.
you get that is a different story. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's very, very important.
yeah. What would you say like a good work relationship looks like? Like for you, what would a good work relationship look like for you?
Yeah, I think first of all is communications for me.
Yeah.
Um, being able to get up and speak to your colleague. In regards to work, of course,
Mhm. Mhm.
you have the ability to be able to talk to your support.
Bear
I
with
think that's very, very
us.
essential.
I'm so
Have
sorry, Joshua. We're just
that
having a
job.
bit of
Sorry.
connection at the moment. It's buffering, but I think that's it.
All right.
Back. It was buffering a little
Right.
bit. Guys, just
Oh,
bear with
interesting.
us 1 minute. Let's just try fix this. I think that's it. I think it's back to normal now. Sorry, I didn't hear you properly there because it just kind of started buffering and I couldn't hear exactly what you were saying. Is it okay if you repeat it, please?
Yeah, that's fine. I believe your question was, why is it essential to have good workplace relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as I said previously, so a good workplace relationship for me is most importantly for you to be able to communicate with your colleagues,
Yes.
be able to communicate with stakeholders, be able to liaise with them, be able to just sort of like feel like you're adding value, and your colleagues also feel like you're adding value as well.
Value. Yeah.
I think that makes you when you feel valued, that puts you in a better place mentally. Because
100%.
if you go to work, you're unable to communicate with your colleagues, and even when you do, they shut you down
Yeah.
for one reason or the other. There's no mutual respect in that
Yes.
sense. I think that just clears it for me. So yeah, good workplace relationship for me is just good communication and then mutual respect within the workplace.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think like just like even just like the trust, being able to trust your like colleagues,
Mhm.
having the respect, you have to be able to respect each other.
Absolutely,
Um
absolutely.
and self-awareness, like that's I feel like people don't have a lot of self-awareness when it comes to work sometimes. Like you need to think about what you're saying before you say it, because you don't know,
Yeah.
what like words are very powerful, and I think like that's definitely one thing when it comes to work placement, like work, like if people really are self-aware.
And
um Sorry.
And to add to that, sorry, yeah, to add to that, Agatha, again, because as I said previously, a lot of us that are currently in Scotland, a lot of us are first generation immigrants. Some of us have had careers in whatever country we were before we came to Scotland. And
100%.
we brought that culture with us in our
Yeah.
workplace.
Yeah.
We brought that here with us in Scotland. So, for example, I'll just give you a quick example. So, if you go into work and then maybe back where you came from, you use Mr. and Mrs. for people. But here in
Here.
Scotland, when you're calling someone Mr. Mrs., they're
This
like,
is-
just call me Josh.
yeah.
You understand? Just call
Yeah.
me Josh. But you
Yeah.
feel, from your own perspective, you feel like you're respecting them and you're giving them
Yeah.
that,
That
and then they are
respect.
looking at it like, but
Like
what are you
what's
doing? Like,
going
I just want to be
on?
called Josh. I just want to be called Josh. So
Yeah.
again, that goes into that sort of like culture change and that culture shift. And again, there are loads of things in place that organizations are putting together to support those that are coming from outside Scotland, especially,
Yeah.
and that's part of the work, and that's part of the work that we're doing at Black Professional Scotland as well.
Oh, that's amazing. Honestly, that's amazing. How would you say, like, how would you build a good work relationship?
Hmm. I think I think there are two steps to that. I think
Yeah.
first of all, I think an organic relationship is the most beneficial relationship in
Hundred
my own
percent.
view.
Yeah.
Um, but again, if you have communication issues, then that become a problem. That becomes a
Yeah.
problem,
Yeah.
and that's something that needs to be addressed
Mm.
on one hand. But then, secondly, I think and some relationship have to be intentional. Let's
Yep.
put it that way. So
Yeah.
again, you need to seek out who the influencers are within
Mm.
your
Mm.
area sometimes for
Yeah.
you to be able to like link in with them, those people
Mm.
that can
Mm.
sing your praises,
Yeah.
those people that will carry your banner and then
Yeah.
make sure that folks hear about you. You need to, so like for example, if you hear that one of your senior managers is going to be at an event, at a networking event
Yes.
or something, you
Yeah.
have to be intentional. You have to actually get on the boat and get there, seek
Yeah.
them out amongst the
Yeah.
crowd amidst their busy day. You need to
Yeah.
do all that. So again, that's the way I look at it. So an organic relationship with your teammate, your immediate colleague, and
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that works. And then there are just those ones that you have to be intentional about. And again, these
Yeah.
days, driving your own personal development is really, really key. Even
Yeah.
organizations of like they encourage that, they love that. If a senior manager sees you somehow they see that you find your way to them, they're like, interesting. And then that
Yeah.
way you'll be given an audience, then you'll be able to like spread your own news and talk about what you're doing.
Yeah.
As I said, like the charity that I'm doing tomorrow, the charity event that I'll be attending tomorrow.
Mm.
I've been talking about it all week at work. I've been going on about it like, oh, by the way, I'm doing this tomorrow,
This.
I'm doing that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not to don't because again, a lot of us, again, I'll say it, we're first generation immigrants, and what we've been taught is don't talk about how good you are, or don't talk about what you're doing, don't talk about
Yeah.
this, don't talk about that.
Yeah.
But again, in the culture where we are here in Scotland, you need to carry your own banner. So
100%.
make me coming out and saying things like it's not a self-glorification thing, it's just the
Mm.
fact that this is happening and I'm getting involved in it. So
Yeah.
again, in the future, if someone needs someone that they can rely on with that respect, they can definitely reach out to me, and they know, they are aware that I've done that and I do those kind of things, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So would you say like with your colleagues, like you have a very good relationship with all your colleagues? Like you guys get along, like if you have any challenges or anything like that, like you've got the communication and everything to a T, yeah?
Yeah, I
Yeah?
say we keep learning every day,
Yeah.
and again, no one is perfect, but again, my own with the knowledge I've got over time, I think
Yeah.
I've figured out especially exactly how to sort of like liaise with my colleague.
Mm.
Not everyone will open their arms welcoming you, but again, sometimes you need to just, and it's not just up to you. Or sometimes your team manager may play a big role in that as well,
Yeah.
in that aspect, because if you get into a team, for example, and then the team manager is sort of like even sidelining you, not necessarily intentionally, but
Mm.
again, you come into a team, your line manager does not sort of go ahead and introduce you to the team and carry you along. It becomes a problem for you to sort of like relate with your teammates as well.
Mm.
So, but for me personally, over time I've found ways to sort of like navigate that. And again, I'm a forward going person
Mm.
normally. So
Mm.
I won't say I'm a shy person. I can easily approach people, but there are those people that are not particularly forward going. So
Mm.
it's a bit tricky for them to sort of like navigate that work. And I'll give you an example. So I used to have a friend when I was working back
Mm.
with Lloyd's Banking Group.
Mm. Mm.
He's a big guy. He's a big guy. He's a big, strong guy. And
Yeah.
he's black. He came from Ghana, but he's
Yeah.
so shy. He's
Oh.
so shy. He's so shy. But then folks within my team used to feel like he doesn't talk to them that much, like maybe he's arrogant and things like that. But
Yeah.
that's not the case. The man is
It's
actually
just
just shy.
shy. Oh.
So again, it depends. I mean, it takes the team manager to sort of like recognize that somehow and then be able to carry that colleague along. So you can do your best, but again, sometimes you need support from other people to sort of
People.
like help with that.
Yeah. Honestly, that's so awesome because like having oh, we have a caller. Someone's calling in.
Interesting.
Hello, welcome to Jambo Radio. Who's calling, please?
Hi, it's Fina phoning.
Sorry, who's calling?
Fina. Fina. Can you hear
Fina.
me?
Oh, hello, Fina. How are you? Where are you calling from?
Babe, it's me, Fina.
Where are you calling from?
Glasgow. Sorry, Glasgow.
You're calling from Glasgow. Hey, Fina. Welcome to Jambo Radio.
Thank you. I'm really loving this chat, and I just had a question for
Okay.
both you and Josh. How do
Okay.
you network in spaces where no one looks like you? How do you network, and how do you do it successfully? And how do you navigate, just always being the only black person in the room?
Yeah. Josh, you want to take
Do
that
you want me to
question?
take that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that. Thank you for calling in. Lovely to hear your part of it.
Hey, Josh.
So, I, for example, you walk into a room, you're at a networking event, you manage to make it there, and you're there, and then you're trying to like get out and chat to people. You probably don't even know where to even start. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think it takes a bit of luck to be able to break that barrier, because I believe if you understand how important networking is and you know why you went there in the first place,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a lot easier for you to sort of like go out there and then reach out to the first person. Could it be the person like serving refreshments, or it could be anybody. But once you start a conversation with someone, I believe that sort of like becomes a snowball effect, because then you come alive, it improves your confidence,
Yeah.
and then you'll be able to move on, and then that senior manager, for example, that you've been eyeing for work
Yeah,
for
yeah.
work related matters, you'll be able to reach out to them and then just begin a conversation with them. But again, it's a bit tricky because for us coming from outside the UK,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
example, that barrier is always there. So I can imagine myself talking to a senior manager in when I was in Nigeria. I'm like, yes, sir, yes, ma,
Oh,
yes, ma. It's like I
yeah,
won't even be
someone
able
that
to look
looks,
them in the eye.
yeah,
But again, these are skills that are quite essential. These are things that we need to do. We need to go out of our way. Either look for support within work or even look for support outside work. But
yeah.
it's something that is quite essential.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much. Thank
Th-
you guys. You're
No
doing an
problem at
amazing
all.
job.
Thank you so much for calling in, Fina.
No worries. Bye, guys. I'm still listening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye. Guys, you are listening to Jambo Radio. I'm your host, Agatha Kabera. The topic is workplace relationship. Guys, you can call in on 075 42002891 and you can join us on the website www.jamboradio.co.uk. And I have the special guest here, Joshua Adeyemi, and yeah, we're discussing workplace relationships. So just to so we were talking about I forgot what we were talking about, guys.
Yeah, so
Because
we're talking
Fina
about how to
called
build
and I
a
completely forgot.
Yeah, that's fine. I think we're talking about how to build a good workplace relationship, and I mentioned how there are two sides to that. It has to be organic. That's guaranteed. It has to be
Yeah.
organic for it to be beneficial and for it to be sort of like productive and for it to be a long term thing. You
Yep.
can't you finesse. Don't get me wrong. You finesse a bit. You have
Entrepreneurs,
to.
fake until you make it.
You have to finesse a bit, but again, you still kind of have to be mostly authentic.
Yeah.
Authentic, yeah. So you still have to always go out of your way to do a bit of things that you generally won't do. It's called personal development. You just develop into something that you probably won't do before, as long as it's a positive thing and it drives a positive hand game, then yeah, definitely you should. But again, we just need to just continue to develop as individuals for us to get to where we need to be.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I agree. I think like just having really good relationships at work, it would definitely like better your customer engagement, increase profit, as you said. Like it's just gonna build you up personally and stuff. So 100%. What would you say a mentally healthy workplace looks like?
Well, you have to see it to know it.
How to say it? Like I feel like I have not personally. I work for myself. Like so, it's. I think it's completely different for when you're working for people and when you work
Yeah.
for yourself, because like you're now you're your own boss, so like you have to keep yourself healthy. And I think like the hardest thing for me was giving myself a break, like because I feel like when you work for yourself, you're always working. It's not like you have work where you're like 9 to 5 or whatever. Like whenever I have time, I'm always working and stuff. And it just got to that point
Yeah.
that I needed to give myself a break, just to stop all the work, just refresh my mind, refresh myself. And yeah, to me that really helped me, because I was better to give a better version of myself to the people, and
Absolutely.
I was able to put in 100% more work, not just like, oh, I'm tired, I just want it kind of over and done with. Just kind of want it done and over
Absolutely.
with. Yeah.
Yeah, you're spot on. You're spot on. Because, and the reason why I said you have to see it to know it is because if you just walk into an organization, you can easily just feel the vibe.
Yeah.
You can feel the vibe in the room, even though people are working, and you can just still get that vibe. And a lot of organizations are being proactive in this particular direction. I mean, in this particular area, because they're focusing on what employees can do rather than what they can't do. So again, just overworking your employees, that's something that maybe organizations used to do back in the
Yeah.
days. But again, now, even if they're asking you to do a bit of extra hours, they support you one way or the other, or you take a day back and
Yeah.
things like that. And as well, I believe I went to a company recently, and it's quite interesting because they have a room just for you to go in and just chill.
That's
So if you feel
amazing.
like, or maybe you're having a long day, let's put it that way, and then you just
Yeah.
need to take a bit of time out. So instead of you just sitting at your desk or going to the
Mm.
cafeteria, they have a
Mm.
room where they have some nice scents in there, and they've got flowers, they got things that will just help you calm down. So again, when you
Yeah.
walk into an organization and they tell you about a place like that, religious people can go in there, they can pray. You
Yep.
know, the organization is focusing a lot on your own
Your
mental well-being.
well-being. Yeah.
And that's the thing, like
100%.
even giving time off as well for folks to go look after their mental health, even though
Yeah.
perhaps sometimes maybe they've exhausted their holiday, just
Yep.
making those options available for them, I think
Mm.
is the first of its kind in this day and age. And as I said, a lot of organizations are even getting more from their employees. I think there's been rumor about organizations even trying out what's it called, 4 day week.
Okay.
So where you work Monday to Friday, and I even know of organizations that actually do that in the summer. So in the summer they work Monday to Thursday, and they
Okay.
get yeah,
Oh,
but they work a
Friday.
bit Friday off,
Ah.
yeah, and the weekends
Oh.
as well. But I think they increase the work hours a bit
A
during the
little bit
week.
up.
So
Yeah.
yeah, for you to be able to get that extra day because it's summer, they especially here in Scotland with the weather.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. That's
but yeah.
absolutely amazing. Like, do you think a lot of like workplaces really understand like um mental health, like mental, like if you have anxiety or stress or depression? Because I don't think most times it has to be like the severe mental health. It could just
Hmm.
be these little the common triggers like
Hmm.
stress or
Yeah.
anxiety,
Hmm.
or because like it's not just work, but you have other things out of work that you're going
Absolutely,
through.
absolutely. Hmm.
Yeah.
I think I think they do. I think they do, and that's why in the workplace now you have mental health champions. For
Yeah.
example, you've got first aiders within the area as well that are sort of like been trained by the organization for, and some people they bring those skills in. So, for example, for like mental health champions, these are people that either have trained with the organizations or they've got the experience from somewhere else. Maybe they work with some other charity somewhere, and
Mm.
they understand this sort of like challenges. But it's always still better when you have that good workplace relationship. You'll be able to discuss that perhaps with your line manager because they are
Mm.
the next in line for you. And then once you have that conversation with them, they'll probably take your consent if they can have that conversation with perhaps maybe a mental health champion because
Mm.
they might not be a mental health champion themselves and they don't even understand how to sort of like address those issues and support you.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting one. So again, that still comes down to good workplace relationship because
Mm.
an healthy workplace relationship. Because when you feel you can trust your manager with that information, and then
Mm.
you give that information to them, and then they ask you that question of, oh, is it okay
Mm.
for me to share this with this person? And then if you give your consent, of course, then they will then go ahead, have that conversation with a mental health champion that will then take it from there, probably have a check-in with you when you want, how you want it, and things like that. And that will help you production. I mean, it will help your productivity at work as well, and then it will sort of like feed into the organization you work with, and they'll be able to get the best of you. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I think a lot of organizations are taking that very seriously these days. And yeah, wherever you work, you should find out more about the things that are available to you in that regards.
Okay. So if you're at work and you're having like a really difficult relationship, like work relationship with someone, like
Hmm.
how would you deal with that, especially if it's racial motivated? And a lot of these workplaces actually don't have a system of how to deal with racial incidents. Um,
Hmm.
so like how would you deal with that?
I'll go to BBC.
I like the answer. Oh yeah, go straight to the high place.
Yes.
No long thing, no long.
Or better still, I'll come to Jambo radios.
Come and tell us, report
Tell me what.
them.
I know Jambo is back for sure. So yeah, I'll come to Jambo radio and I just spill the tea.
Like so.
But on a more serious note, I think a lot of organizations they've got processes in place. Again, the speak up process is a process where sometimes I believe most of them you can even report these things anonymously.
Yeah, but
put
you
your
know,
name to it.
I've not
Yeah.
had the most positive. Like I've not. Like honestly, the few black professionals that I've worked with and have experienced some racial difficulty at work, it's really been so difficult for them to report it, especially if it's coming from the manager, because that's the manager. You understand that that's the top person. Like after that, like
Yeah.
who you going to? You understand? And also like in a way, it's a bit like you know, if you're a little child and you're in school, because you're like, okay, now if I go report to the manager and that's the person overseeing my work, then
Yeah.
hey, where's it going from there, you know?
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I, I think the first line of defense will always still be the speak up, because
Yeah.
you can, first of all, you can report that anonymously, and then that will get escalated. But if you feel like you're not getting the results you want, again, once it's racial, I'm sure, for example, what we're even doing with I mean, at BPS these days, and how we're more aware and supporting them with their diversity and inclusion agenda, I believe the feedback I've gotten, it's something that a lot of organizations are taking very seriously. If you report something like that, if you've not been reporting it before, perhaps you want to consider reporting it now. It's not, you know what, Agatha, I think another thing I'll probably say is even identifying those issues. I'll say that because again, I'll use myself here from Nigeria all those years ago, and I get racially abused. Pass it off because I feel like it's something that is meant to happen, is gonna happen. So
Yeah,
I should just
100%.
ignore that and just get on. And the fact it happens so often that I just ignore it so much that if
You
someone
don't
was
even
racially even
notice it
abusing
anymore.
me,
Yeah.
I'm like, if someone would probably have to tell me like, oh, by the way, what he said is not acceptable, and I'll be like, oh, really? You don't mean it?
Yeah.
If you get what I mean. And I needed to like retrain my brain and then again just speak to the right people and seek the right support in that, identify these things. So yeah, the first line of support will always be a speak up. So
Yep.
some organizations actually have on system in place, so you don't necessarily have to speak to your manager directly. So, and again, if it's your manager that is involved, then yeah, you can speak to a senior manager. You can speak. So there are people in place, and a lot of organizations have like a training that they have in place where you have to like sit through and just see what your options way you can then reach out to the right person. I know it's difficult to have this conversation, but
Yeah.
these are conversations we need to have for us to be able to get an outcome. Because if we continue
Yeah.
to sit on them, then everyone will just say, "Oh, there's no racism, nothing is happening." But again,
Yeah.
we need to continue to report this sort of issues.
Yeah, so they can be you know, one thing me that really annoys me when like any racial incident happens is the fact that I need to keep a lot of evidence before it gets sorted. Like it has to repeatedly happen and I have to keep notes of what is going on in order for them to sort it out. Like it kind of makes you feel like you're less than, you know, because I just feel like, bruh, from when it happens the first time and I come and I tell you this and this has happened, it should definitely be sorted. It shouldn't be something that repeatedly happens to me in order for you guys to be like, okay, maybe we see it. Especially when it's like things like microaggressions and things which you can't pinpoint exactly, you know. So yeah, I would say that to me that's the most annoying thing when it comes to like a workplace.
And get your point there. It can be frustrating, but
Yeah.
again, process is in place for us to be able to trust the process.
Yeah.
And again, as you said, you're totally spot on. Like once you report something and someone is grilling you and trying to get you to say, okay, how did it happen? When it's like they are just beating around the bush.
You
But
understand?
we have to, yeah, I totally get that. I mean, but now the best, maybe in the future, we'll be able to come up with something even better, a better process. And this is kind of things that we are advising at BPS because and BPS Black Professional Scotland we like work with organizations to see how they can better, I mean, take this information and work with this information, come to, I mean, get a positive result out of it. Because if folks, yeah, just like yourself, difficult enough to come report it. And then even after that, then you have to go through this rigorous check and questions and answers and that. And it gets to a point where you feel, oh, I just want to do away with it. But this is
Exactly.
very, very important to continue to report these things, just for us to follow tricks, and then that way we'll just get a good chance for us to be able to guide organizations on how to better improve their processes.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So just my last question is really like, how can the workplace support their staff with their mental health?
That's a great question, Agatha. I think it's just understanding the workforce you've got.
Yeah,
If you understand them, if you pay time to understand them, then you know exactly how to support them. As I
yeah.
said previously, in a company that I went to the other day, everything is so relaxed. Like lunch, they provide they provide lunch on Fridays,
Oh,
for example,
amazing.
for their colleagues.
Mm.
And a happy stomach is a happy brain. Like, but again, I understand. Yeah, like a lot of organizations are doing this to sort of like just make sure that they are capturing every area. And again, having a mental health champion, you know, that really understand the challenges that people
Yep.
face and are able to sort of like support properly, I think, and give advice as well. So it's not just you going to them and they solve your problem. That would be great. I'll be honest to you. Like if I could go to someone and be like, look, I think I need £1,000. It's giving me.
That would be so
that
good.
would
Like,
that
yeah,
would be amazing.
can you pay me like 12 months in advance, please? Like I have a life. Like it's so good.
They're calling me from back home and money is needed and we need to
Ah,
sort things out.
saying that black tax is calling. Yeah. Wear it.
But yeah, like I think on the most serious note, I think organizations are doing things, and the ones that are doing, we're trying to get them there. We're trying to move them to that point. Again, just having a safe area for your example, if someone is a Muslim, a place where they can pray. I think that adds a lot. That adds a
Yeah.
lot. Team giving time for team bonding within the team, giving time for development.
Inclusion. Yes.
These things, these are things that organization, even when someone is can take time off for their to look after their mental health, that's something as well. So companies are recognizing these things and they're looking for the best way to sort of like support their work. We will continue to look at these areas and then we'll continue
Mm.
to see, yeah, analyze on. Again, I'm not a mental health expert, I'll be honest with you, but I
Yep.
think I've had walk my way through the industry and
Mm.
walk my way from where I started to where I am now to be able to
Yep.
understand all of these topics that we've covered today. Perhaps if you get an SME within this area, they'll probably be able to say it's better. But I'm just saying it from a perspective because I've actually lived through it. And
Yep.
these are things that I've had to learn, things I have to unlearn, things I have to pick up along the way
Yeah.
for me to be able to get to be able to support my others. But most importantly, we continue to learn, which is the most important thing. Because if you're open to learning, you continue to take more on board, and then it helps you
100%. I
become
agree.
a
Yes.
better person overall, and also being aware of the information that is there for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. Like Joshua, I've enjoyed just having you on the show, discussing this topic with you. Like honestly, you've just had so much to put in, and like I've learned so much from you. You know, like for me, it's been ages since I've been in a workplace, but I mean, then here when I come see Serena every day, I she's like tired of me. But yeah, and of course my team at Baba Yango as well. But yeah, like having a good work relationship is so important. As you said, we spend most of our time at work, so just making sure just feeling safe and secure and just being able to communicate, being able to engage with the team and all of that, just it just increases you in yourself, your growth, you know, your mental health, all of that. And just to feel supported by your workplace as well, for them to understand your needs, for you to understand their needs, because it's, you know, a give and take as well. But it's just really important to just be in a healthy workplace environment. And just
Absolutely.
before we end off the show, I really want to talk about Black Scottish adventures. Like, I
That's
want to talk.
Black Scotch Adventures is just about vibes. It's just the vibes.
It's vibes. I don't know. You guys have like
Vibes.
a trip. When's your next trip?
The 2nd of July.
Second
We'll be
of
going to the lock.
July.
Yeah, 2nd of July. We'll be going to the lock. There's a beautiful small hill. The good thing about Scotland is you get these tiny hills that you don't even have to walk too much, and on top of the hill you get like the most amazing views. So I think this one is going to be special, and all our trips that we've held so far this year, they've been amazing. Folks have been amazing. As I said previously, it's without the people that are willing to participate in it and people that are willing to come out and enjoy the Scottish outdoors as well. My hope is that even though we've had good weather, we'll continue to educate ourselves around how to prepare for the not so good weather. Because again, at the end of the day, we are in Scotland.
Yep.
Has been with us, keeping an
It's
eye on,
bipolar.
on us. We'll look at equipping ourselves and sort of
Yep.
like just getting ready for this.
Okay. So if someone wants to join, like how do they join? How do they join the group?
So what they can do is they can reach out to us across our social media platform.
Okay.
Black Adventurers at Black Scottish Adventurers. So we're on LinkedIn, we're on TikTok, we are on Instagram, on book, and yeah, so we're pretty much all over the place. See, if you've not heard of us, perhaps you get your feet moving.
Get your
you
feet
need
moving.
you need to get your so it's a very welcoming community, friendly people. I've met loads in there, honestly, like, and it's so amazing to see
Yeah.
so many black people on the trail. Because as I said previously, myself and Enoch, who is the co-founder and also the of Professional Scotland, when we used to go out back then and just go walking and stuff, we never see anyone that was black, and it took
Yeah.
us ages for us to actually make our sense to the mountains, to the Monroes, and it was a big challenge because it's for people. We try to look and search internet and search Instagram and whatnot, black that could sort of like show us how it's done,
Yes.
but we couldn't find any. I had to like reach out to other folks, and one eventually got back to me, and it was like,
Okay.
oh yeah, and my to him was, is it okay if we come with you and we're going to be like 10 steps behind you, we won't
Yeah.
bother you, we know what you're doing, and we just honestly like, and this very nice guy responded to me, he supported
Oh.
through that trade, and since then we've continued to learn. Like myself and Enoch, we've got years of experience,
Yeah.
I mean, with regards to the outdoors. We're not perfect, don't get me wrong, we're all
Yeah.
learning, but we have enough experience to be able to support people to do these little trips and these little experience, enjoy these
Yeah.
little experiences. We enjoy paddle boarding when on our
Wow.
adventures. Yeah, so we do a bit of a hill climbing. Sometimes we just go walking, and
Yeah.
then in the afternoons we go to a log. We just sit by a
Yeah.
log, have some
Wow.
games. We do sack
Amazing.
race, we do tug of
Wow.
war,
Wow.
paddle
Wow.
boarding. So all the good stuff, and most importantly, the food. Jeez, because I'm always on the grill. So
You're the grill master, yeah?
I'm the grill master, always on the grill, and good music, good vibe as well. Everyone is welcome. But again, we named it Black Scottish Adventurers to be able to support those within the Black community, and for them to know that they're actually welcome. Because if we had named it Scottish Adventurers, they may look at it and be like, yeah, maybe if they message us and we're not responding on time, they'll be like, yeah, maybe it's not for me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Message us being Black Scottish Adventurer, I'll be like, no,
Adventurers.
those are my guys. No, they will
That
respect
my yeah, the will.
them. So
100%.
that's the whole idea, and we've had like people from other ethnic minorities come with us as well, and people
Amazing.
exactly, yeah. So it's a mixed bag, but again, we're from our community and also the Scottish, Scottish folks at large, honestly.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. How like the whole, networking, the whole just meeting different people, the way it's even just promoting your well-being, just being out in nature, talking to people. Like honestly, one thing that's helped me as well, like during my work and stuff, is just going out for walks, having people that I'm working with, and honestly, that's been like therapy for me. So just go there and just talk the person's ear off, but at the same time, you're just out in the nature and all of that. But yeah, thank you so much, Joshua. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I've absolutely loved having you. I love all the things that you're doing. Like, keep shining, King. Like, I absolutely love it. Like, yeah, I love all the work you're doing, like, in the community, and it's absolutely amazing. And I hope to have you on the show again, and we can have like a different topic that we're discussing.
Absolutely.
And guys, thank you guys for joining in and listening to us. Mind Matters is on every Friday 5 p.m. We're always discussing different topics, and we want to hear from you guys. Let us know what you'd want us to discuss, and I hope everybody is going to have a good weekend. Catch us here every Friday 5 p.m. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you guys. Bye.
Jambo Radio.